In Season 2, Episode 3 of the AI Chronicles podcast, hosts Keith and Jay delve into various aspects of artificial intelligence. They discuss the implications and experiences with AI in everyday life, from AI-powered recommendation systems and voice assistants to emerging technologies in the fast food industry like McDonald's drive-thru systems. They also explore topical issues like artificial intelligence's role in military advancements, specifically its use in simulated dogfights with F-16 fighters. The conversation extends to the potentials and challenges of AI in financial investments and reflects on the evolving functionality of household robots such as the Roomba. Alongside these discussions, they touch on personal experiences, like using AI tools for content creation and positive encounters with AI in their daily routines. This episode encapsulates both the practicality and caution needed in embracing AI technologies. And now, for my two favorite humans. Take it away, Jay and Keith.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into Season 2, Episode number 3. Of the AI Chronicles podcast. This is a step into the world of artificial intelligence from guys that have other podcasts. We do stuff on the automotive side, but we focus specifically on technology on this podcast. And even more specifically than that, if it's automated or there's any kind of artificial intelligence, that's what we focus on. We like to cover some content as it relates to, I guess you'd say, pop culture or relevant events, news events, new technologies that are introduced, and so on and so forth. And so here we are, Episode 3. Jay? Mm-hmm. What's your pucker factor on this one, a scale of 1 to 10, from Episode 2 to Episode 3? Has your pucker factor gone up with AI, down, stayed the same?
It's gone up.
Okay. Any specific contributions that you would like to mention that have caused it to go up?
I would go to TikTok and go check out the AI doll interview.
Okay.
Just have fun with that and listen to what's being said.
Okay.
It's, whether or not it's real or not, I can't tell you. I have no way to prove that it is. But it certainly gives you that. Look, man, we've all seen AI movies, right? Especially like Space Odyssey, right?
Minority Report, Space Odyssey. I mean, all of them, right? Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Something Machina.
Dois. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good one too. But the point I'm trying to make is
her.
Yes. The point that I'm trying to make is that it's as with anything, the technology is amazing, but we may not be as smart as we think we are, put it that way. And I think that AI might be smarter than we could ever comprehend. So we'll see who's pushing the buttons on the end of times.
Well,
we'll see what happens, man.
When we have companies that let their AI get outside of the walled garden and it does weird things and it's telling you that it loves you, and there's all these large language models that basically teach it, and then it turns around and does something other than the specific things that you taught it, and then you panic and shut it down.
Right.
The fact that you're right back in it in a couple weeks, to me, is kind of all you need to know.
That's right.
But that said, I have been using AI a lot over the past couple months, and even in between this episode and our previous episode, I have gotten better in the usefulness of the tools. For example, on this show, on all of our content, we are using more AI to help us better focus the product, the naming of the product, some of the images, the keywords that we use to basically help it match with the particular audience that we want to find it. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing some things with AI that I would say have helped and have been beneficial. Do you have any positive AI experiences like that in your life?
I do. Yeah, of course. I mean,
okay.
Again, let's.
Oh, got a new watch. Sorry, got a sleep coach.
Well, there you go.
Got my Garmin replaced with the new Garmin, which they did me a solid and just sent me the new version, and it's got a sleep coach in it that is, I'm sure, algorithmic. But you were about to say, sorry, that was a big one.
Well, I mean, the technology, and I just bought a new vehicle.
Yeah.
There's when you AI is a broad term.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I are speaking of, intelligent. If there's, even more intelligent AI, the potential for this thing to actually become critical thinking and make almost human-like decisions, showing emotions, those types of things. It's pretty scary. But the AI, the other AI, the common use AI every day, people use it every day, and they're not even thinking.
Let me ask you two
right?
life-specific questions around the topic of using AI as a tool in your life. One of these I already know the answers to, but our listeners may not. So, Jay, do you ever use recommended products? For example, if you're on like Amazon's website or Walmart's website or your grocery store's website or whatever, and you're buying something, have you ever bought anything off of a recommendation that it pops up in front
Absolutely,
of you?
100% have. I think most people have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a form of AI. Absolutely. Yep. Talking to Siri is a form of AI.
Right.
Alexa, that's AI. I mean, again, on and on. Wait a minute. I mean, there are restaurants using AI. There are grocery stores using AI.
Would you ever go to your AI device of choice? It could be Siri on your phone. It could be an Amazon device in your home. It could be anything, okay? One of your AI devices that you own, okay? Mm-hmm. Would you ever go to it? And I'm asking you this because it is actually promoted this way. Like, they run commercials where they show people just doing this very thing that I'm about to ask you. Would you ever just go, hey, Siri, or hey, Alexa, or whatever, find me a place to have dinner tonight? Not, I want Italian, find me an Italian restaurant.
I have actually gone through the motions and asked for the highest recommended restaurant in the area.
It just without cuisine specific. Okay.
Right. Yep.
And did you follow through with that?
Followed through with it, went, and it was delicious.
Okay.
I've been there. I've done it. I've used AI in that manner. Because, see, that form of AI has been around for what now?
Yeah.
So it's commonplace.
Right.
So that's where I think there's a little bit of a disconnect where AI overall is not bad. Overall, period. There are so many positives that comes from artificial intelligence. But some of the stuff we're going to speak about today, you just have to kind of learn on your own.
So speaking of things that have both, one, been around for a long time, and two, are not helpful. And I always have to wonder, Jay, when these companies make decisions to automate their processes, they're looking at it from this is going to cost us less, but are they actually looking at what it's going to do from our quality of product and retention and sales of our product over time?
Absolutely.
For example, IVRs, phone systems, we're all kind of used to it. We all know how to navigate them, but they can go way off the deep end sometimes. And, we've all got stories where we've been transferred around in a circle 3 or 4 times. I had it happen with State Farm a month ago, going through a roof claims. We had hail damage and all that. And it literally just kept sending me to the wrong department. And I could never get anybody to pick up the phone.
Right.
And we've all had that happen. Have you ever messed with, and this has been around for a long time, the drive-thru AI? Have you ever had, first of all, had that presented to you?
No.
Okay.
I've never used the drive-thru AI. Now,
Well, we're going to have to fix that on our upcoming road trip.
okay, we'll shoot a
through.
segment on drive-thru.
Do you think they have fast
if
food
it's-
AI in Kansas, Jay?
I don't know. Maybe they do. Now, I know where you're going with this, so let's proceed. But I will say this. I think when companies, fast food restaurants, for example, when they implement these things, I get what they're trying to do. It's a direct impact to the bottom line is what the whole thing is about, right?
Yep.
Let's just cut as many employees as we possibly can, right?
Yep.
What they forget is their demographic.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have a hard time learning.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating.
Right.
From personal experience.
Either that or your Wayne's World, where he goes through the Stan Makitas and, the famous, like, he's totally messing with the speaker and they just nailed it back to him perfectly.
Yeah.
But I would agree. And so what we're specifically calling out here is McDonald's, because so much of it has gone viral, and if I would share the correct screen, this would be so much better, famously has been using AI in their drive-thrus. And let me hide our subscription thing so you guys can see the full article here. But they're removing their AI drive-through voice ordering system from, I don't think all the restaurants, but a bunch of them, because a bunch of this went viral and not in a good way. The AI basically stumbled.
Right.
Right?
That's right. And by the way, guys, we also have the video version of this podcast over on our YouTube channel, so make sure you go to our website and find that, or just go to youtube.com/Parts Kind of Gurus, and you'll find the AI Chronicles there. So the visual that Keith is giving you right now, if you're listening and not checking out the video, you might want to check that out. There's some information there that's on the screen right now. So there you go. Make sure you. And by the way, it directly helps our channel.
I hope, Jay, and I will capture a video and post it to said channel if we can find an AI drive-through system. I will try not to embarrass you too much, but I'm going to have fun with this.
My AI voice on this end sounds like this.
Hey, Burke from McDonald's, gonna help you?
Yeah. Yeah, right. I'm not even going to try. Now, I had somebody ask me earlier, I think it was a couple weeks ago, they said, can you name me one example of AI ever doing a good job as a first point of contact for whether it be taking food or on the phone? And I went, yeah. Actually, Apple 10 years ago with their call-in phone system had voice recognition, and it nailed it.
Yeah.
But it was there as a cool factor, and it quickly handed you off to a person once it kind of just did the very high level kind of which group did you need to go to. Mm-hmm. We've gotten to a point now where it's all just, let's see how long we can keep the customer from talking to an actual employee.
Right.
So the thing that I have to ask is, maybe not McDonald's, but maybe McDonald's, how long until somebody in the restaurant, hospitality, fast food industry goes all the way in and gets rid of all the employees, and maybe there's a manager, and then all the food's made 100% in like automated processes, robotics?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are we a year from now, 2 years from now? What do you think? Because we like to do predictions on this program, everybody. If you haven't,
I'm gonna. Well, I think there might be some places that are already that way. I think the bigger question is will it be a common thing to see? And I would have to say, because a lot of these fast food chains are losing a ton of money, ton of revenue, that they would probably implement it more and more at a quicker pace. I believe that. And this whole McDonald's thing, man, is just a stepping stone to the next level. And they'll get it. They'll back off of it, and then they'll get it right. So the bigger problem here, Keith, out of this is while it's a good technology and it does work, but it's got its shortcomings, right? So they got to go
just
back to
like
the drawing
everything
board.
else. It's a tool. How
right.
useful is it, and should we be rolling it out in mass before it's been properly tested? Right.
Right. I mean, yeah, and I don't know out there, and what we would like, Keith, and I'm speaking on your behalf as well here, that anybody out there that has experienced issues with using the McDonald's AI when you're ordering, please drop it in the comment what actually happened.
Tag us on one of our socials.
We'll share it on one of the episodes, but here's an example. A woman attempted to order water and a cup of vanilla ice cream, and the AI system accounted for those items, but incorrectly added 4 ketchup packets and 3 butter packets to her order. And I think there was another one, man, where ordered large cup of sweet iced tea, and the AI-powered technology added 9 cups of iced sweet tea instead.
I mean, I'm going to be the guy that's going to go in there and go ketchup, 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 mustard, mustard, ketchup, ketchup, mayo, 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 ketchup, mustard. And just, right? Like, just, yeah.
That's great, man. You want to talk about exploding, man? Yeah, it would probably blow the...
Right.
Yeah, probably blow
why
up.
not, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see you doing that.
Yeah. I mean only for the clicks and likes, though. Not,
Right. Well, I just wonder how Carl would deal with AI.
Carl, where did I lose you?
I like seeing French fried taters.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Wonder how AI would handle that, dude.
I mean, isn't that the whole game? Is just try to trip it? See, that's where we all go with this. Is let's mess with it. You don't respect it because it's not a real person. So you're just gonna say things and pull its chain, right? Like that's literally like we're gonna poke it.
Well, example as how AI evolves, right, and gets better, responses become better. Like for example, Siri, I've told her to shut up several times, and she's come back and told me where to go a couple times, but then they improved on that. And
yeah, I miss that. I'll take the the sass. Or picture Keith Urban at a drive-thru, or somebody with like a really thick, like they speak English but not it's a dialect, right? Like that could be fun, right? Or some guy from Queens, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, how you doing?
Right.
Can I get a slam burger with 2 packs of? No, wait a minute. I got to pack the car first. Hold on, just a second.
Right?
Yeah.
Dialects.
God only knows what you're going to end up with, right?
Right. That has to be the biggest
Might
challenge.
get some Dunkings or some vanilla nut taps out of it.
But that really must be a challenge for the code writing in that, man. I can't understand how it can't be. I mean, it's like, for example, we use when we're creating content and we're creating shorts, we have a lot of tools that will transcribe for us. And if you're not very clear speaking or pronouncing, you can come up with a strange word.
It gets interesting.
Popping up.
Yeah,
it does. So it's the phonetics side of it, right? Spell it how it sounds.
And we're not alone. Like, just go on YouTube Shorts or TikTok and look at any of the captions, and almost every video has incorrect captions. And it's endearing. It's just part of the the culture, I guess.
Absolutely. So, but yeah. So what? McDonald's says they're removing all of it, huh?
Well, I mean, I think it's a damage, black eye kind of thing, damage control just for now. I think it's really how much do they want to invest in this. And let's be honest, McDonald's is no longer, in many ways, a leader. They are a follower. They are trying to keep up and compete with, and very much us too, some of these other places like Raising Cane's, Chick-fil-A, to some extent, even Taco Bell's gotten more innovative than McDonald's. So they've got to figure that out, because McDonald's ended up on the map because they were unique. They they weren't the first to really be great at fast food, but they became very efficient, kind of like the assembly line that Henry Ford made famous, although he didn't invent it, right? So same kind of thing.
Yeah, and I will say this, Chick-fil-A is a fine example of how to do things right. Their product is pretty good.
It's
fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I wouldn't call it like, I wouldn't say the chicken is what really caused the phenomenon that they are. It is literally how they conduct their business. Mm-hmm. And when you look at their drive-thru, you've got 2 lanes just full all the time,
man.
And they've got five to 8 people, coming to each car, and just it's amazing to watch them operate.
Chick-fil-A is the current Starbucks phenomenon. You know, a decade ago that was Starbucks, right? Where people
absolutely.
We were like, who the frick wants to wait in line for a cup of coffee for 15 minutes?
Exactly.
Right? It's coffee.
Exactly.
And I got shit to do on the start of my day, but people did, right?
Yep.
And
still do out here. I mean, you've been to them, the drive-ups here where people will wait in line, and they do because they're making them from scratch.
I got a 5-minute rule, man, and
yeah,
you and I have gamed this system, and we figured it out. Like, do the call ahead, do the order app, mobile app, whatever. And just go that route to help shorten that window that you're waiting. I am not going to just cold stand in line for 15 minutes for coffee.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, everybody. Like, I am a coffee. I care about the quality. We're a divided house, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Keurig machine and an espresso machine.
I hear you.
And my wife is quantity over quality. Ooh. So she gets the K-Cups.
Ugh.
And they're cheaper, and it's coffee, and I'll do them every now and then. But
out of convenience, I will.
Right, but the Nespresso machine's every bit as convenient, and I can do lattes, and I can do, it's so good, man. The quality of and the thing is, though, they're expensive. Those pods are $1 to $2 a piece. So that's a $2 cup of coffee, but I don't need 5 cups of coffee. A good one, not watered down, double espresso, I'm done.
Right. No, I'm with you. I prefer fresh brew coffee, so I have a drip. I have pour-overs.
Yeah.
Have all that, and it makes such a difference in the taste of the coffee. I am a person that drinks coffee for the taste. Not the caffeine in it. I like a good, thick cup of coffee, man. I would say my palate for coffee is very similar to that of bourbon or whiskey. I drink that stuff for how it tastes and how the mouthfeel, all that sort of good stuff.
Well, you would be pleased to know that I have a notebook in our note-taking app that I've started on the various pods, and because they'll give you samples, and you're like, oh, did I like this one? Did I not? This is a Costa Rican blend. This is a South American blend. This is a Sumatra.
On the subject of McDonald's, their little pods, their K-Cup pods,
not bad.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I have had a K-Cup from McDonald's and a K-Cup from Starbucks, and between the two, honestly,
the McCafe.
Sorry, Starbucks, but I went with the McCafe. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I probably would trust AI to make my coffee. I feel like that's where I draw the line. Maybe some Taco Bell, because I feel like Taco Bell's kind of just already you're just adding ingredients, right? Like, there's no actual. The cooking has already happened. The ground beef's cooked, the ground chicken's cooked, everything's cooked. It's in separate bins. It's like Subway. You're just throwing stuff on the plate in the order, whatever, right? So I would trust that. I would at least take the risk.
Right. I could go there too.
But, the other side of this coin is when we go full on military conflict theater testing of, And this isn't the first time. In fact, didn't we do in the first season of this podcast, we talked about the testing of unmanned aircraft for dogfighting?
Yes.
Yep. So it's back, everybody. And in recent months, this is a couple months now old, I guess, but it just came across our radar. Thanks, Chuck. An experimental fighter jet has squared... Well, here, let me just share it. But basically, an F-16 fought simulated dogfight with an AI-operated jet to see man versus human. So, if you will, Top Gun 3, Jay.
Yes.
Remember in the second one, he was like, soon, son, we won't need pilots like you. And he was like, well, maybe so, sir, but not today, right? So
yeah.
Here we go.
I think you're right. I think it's going to happen. I think Tom Cruise has got another one in him.
Tom Cruise is going to live to 150 and still be making action movies and doing his own stunts.
He'll be the voice of the AI pilot.
Probably.
Yeah. What would you call? Well, I mean, would they call him Maverick in that too? I guess they'd have to, wouldn't they?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he's just the voice, would they? What? Ooh, it should be called like Maverick 3.0, the AI story.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway.
Or there's a new wingman. His name's Glitch.
I love it, man.
Right?
That's hilarious. Yes.
Yeah. For obvious reasons. Okay.
Right.
Just not sure when you can count on him.
What's your name? Gig.
So, all right. Once again, let me get rid of this shameless plug to subscribe to our podcast, which, by the way, while I'm doing that, you can find this one over on our main website at partscounterguru.com. There is an AI Chronicles podcast tab. Just click on that, and it'll take you to the audio podcast. Whatever podcast platform you love, we are on it, and you can find us there. So we've got an Air Force. This is the U.S. Air Force jet. This looks like an F-16 to me.
It is.
That set up this dogfight. And this is the Air Force and the Defense Advanced DARPA. I don't even know why I was bothering to go through the whole
right.
formal acronym.
I think it's just kind of a thing we do.
This was an X-62A Vista. Was the plane that it fought, and
yeah, it's a variable in-flight simulator aircraft, is what it is.
Yeah. So, they matched. They got in a ring together, so to speak, and they're not giving us a whole lot of information on how it went because, of course, military secrets and all that, right? But know that it's coming. Know that, more people than just McDonald's are experimenting with how to use AI, including but not limited to defense agencies for your local government.
So here you go, Keith. I did find this.
Okay.
The ACE program started by having AI agents control simulated F-16s while dogfighting in computers. Those AI-operated simulated F-16s went 5 for 5 against human pilots. There you go. DARPA said the video posted online, but there weren't yet trained to follow safety guidelines, including those that keep a pilot from breaking the jet.
So what you're saying is like the AI flew below the flight deck and cheated.
Pretty much.
Okay.
5 for 5, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, in combat, are there any rules?
No.
The
bottom
which I
line
think
is,
was the point of the original Top Gun movie, but I digress.
Right. Right. Way to steal the line, man.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, the thing is in dogfighting, as you well know, there are so many variables, and we talk about this with AI. Is how smart is it? Is it smart enough to run those variables in place while that quick it takes split-second maneuvers to win those fights. And what comes into play with that is how physical the pilot is, how good a physical condition that pilot is. So with AI, you kind of take out that human aspect of it, But it's that, look, we've seen what happens with robo-taxis.
Right.
I mean, do you really trust AI in a $100 million aircraft?
Well, Jay, and you know, if I may try to pull this down here in just a minute for your viewing pleasure, if I can get to it quickly. But my local city government doesn't even trust their AI-powered lawnmowers to operate by themselves. So we've gotten to the point where we have, and this is a lawnmower, right? Like, how bad could things get with a lawnmower? Like, I understand it may go off course, but it's not like it's going to do wheelies and take somebody's hand off. It might just drive into the lake or, drive in traffic or something, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Likelihood of injury is still relatively low.
Right.
And yet, we got a couple guys standing there paid to watch this thing to make sure it doesn't, do what, yeah. So, what is that for, like, military armament? Like, are we really going to go to the point where we want to trust that? I just don't. We're years away, everybody. We're years away. I mean,
well, you got to understand the level of, if it's an AI against an AI pilot against an AI pilot, then there could be equal results on both sides. But there are certain levels of AI in the military that I think are fantastic, and the drones, the drone aircraft, and they have shown to be very effective.
yeah.
When you're not losing lives.
Yeah, but those are there's an operator on the ground with literally with the joystick that's looking at a targeting reticule and thermal imaging and has all kinds of recon and maybe has a ground operative that's laser painting the target, as they say.
Yeah, not all of them though. Not all of them.
All right.
So
well, the ones that I see in all
that,
the Bruckheimer movies, that's how they are.
Yeah. I mean, there's but there are drones that are used in varying ways. Yes, but
all right. So here, you ready for this? I will quickly set
ready.
this up. We got here we go. We got there's the mower. Okay, you can see. You'll get a better view of it here in a second. There's nobody driving that thing. It's just driving itself. Okay? And these guys they're the babysitters. So we've outdone ourselves. Now we've replaced the job of one person with two. Good. Thank you, City of Franklin, Tennessee, for your very, very frugal way to save taxpayers' money on this one, everybody.
Well, I got to tell you, it's interesting that we have that going on here, except he's basically not on the lawnmower. He's just running it from his
Well, what's the point, man? Just ride the thing.
Just go ride it. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, it's and I thought, well, it's because he's on this specific piece of property. Maybe there's some dangerous spots.
Oh, I know. We benefit of the doubt. We're like, surely they've thought this through. We try to give them the benefit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason. And I can see where that would come in handy. Let's say you've got a mow on an incline where there's a high probability of rolling over if you have an extra weight in it, right? So stuff like that I totally get, but I'm with you. I mean, you're still paying an employee. What's going on here, man? You're plus the technology itself can't be cheap. So yeah, let's just pull all the taxpayer money we can in here and let's just raise the tax up a little bit more to continue to fund this crap, man.
So I think this is the buzz term, AI. It's it has AI in it. We need to get on that. EV was the buzz term 2-3 years ago, where everybody was all in on it's an EV. We need to get in on that, right? Us too. Not always. Like, it's still a tool. It has to be a useful tool. If it doesn't help
Right.
you out, I'll carry this joke forward. That margarita maker in your fridge, if you don't use it, it's just an expense. It made the price of your refrigerator go up, and it's not going to help you out. So I think that's where it is for me. I mean, we talked about a few minutes ago, like when examples of how we've used artificial intelligence in a helpful, useful tool way, and then there's just AI for the sake of AI, right?
Right.
So I had this idea, Jay, for this episode, and I want to dig into it a little bit. And it goes like this. What is the likelihood that now or in the very near future somebody trains artificial intelligence on investing, like the stock market or mutual
Right.
funds or something like that? And they basically learn with the algorithm and use it in a predictive way for gain.
Right.
And so I found this Reddit thread. In fact, let me see if I can pull it up on screen here. And you get all kinds of interesting opinions, and they're all kind of right. And so it got me thinking, like, is it the kind of thing where it would be beneficial for cases of financial return, right? And so one of the guys here says basically that's impossible. The market is a level 2 chaotic system.
Right.
I didn't even know we had such labels for things, but apparently there's more than one level of chaotic systems.
Right.
And if the AI models were in charge of large investments, the prices would react to those investments, making the models useless in the midterm, which makes sense to me, right?
Right.
Market theory suggests that any method that exploits a weakness in the system, such as determining how to pick stocks better, will make for a more efficient system that will ultimately render that method useless.
Yeah.
And that
could-
is kind of the stock
yeah.
market is heavy speculation to begin with.
Absolutely, it is.
right?
Yeah. And how can you predict how people will react? Could it happen? Sure, maybe, yeah. Who I'm going to talk to? I got a good friend of mine here. You met him, Brad. We
Yep.
did the Tacoma video with him. He's a day trader, man.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going to talk to him
I
about
bet you
that.
he's already using this on some level,
That's
like we
what I
are.
want.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him. I will have him see if we can get him on. If he has used it, I'd love to talk to him about that.
Yep. I'm all in. And for this very reason that I'm about to read here, another Redditor said, "This is why no one who actually successfully trades shares their strategy. It would just shorten the time until it's visible," right? And so basically you get in, you find a successful, Wolf of Wall Street or whatever model, and you milk that sucker for all it's worth, right? And that
Right.
is in fact the point. Like, it could be being used today, and we just don't know about it yet because that guy ain't going to talk. I found a Forbes article here, and basically they go into how you might be able to use AI in trading, in investing. And, it's essentially just to reduce your risk. Not
Right.
eliminate it, reduce it. Rule out the long shots that just aren't very smart right now, like maybe some advisors would recommend. But ultimately, in the end, sometimes the bigger the risk, the bigger the return if it's a win, right?
Yeah.
And so, once again, back to the first guy's point, I mean, it's a level 2 chaotic model. I mean, it's not gonna work that way.
I saw one of the comments, man.
Okay.
And it piqued my interest. It says this already exists.
Well, they're talking about robo-advisors, I think. And that does...
It's called Aladdin, Asset, Liability, and Debt and Derivative Investment Network.
Okay.
It's an electric system built by BlackRock Solutions, the risk management division of the largest investment management corporation, BlackRock Incorporated, in 2013. It handled about $11 trillion in assets, including their $4.1 trillion of assets, which was about 7% of the world's financial assets, and kept track of about 30,000 investment portfolios. As of 2020, Aladdin managed $21.6 trillion in assets. Crazy, man. And check this out. BlackRock's 4 data centers, one of BlackRock's 4 data centers where Aladdin is operated, is located in Wenatchee, Washington. I go through it going to the Gorge Amphitheater. I go by there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, got it. Why would you put a data center there? I guess because it's just out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, you got to understand, it's hydro, man, power.
Yeah, close to the power
that's
source,
the
yeah.
Columbia River Gorge.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's where they're generating a lot of power, so it takes a lot of power right there. And plus it's high desert, so there's a lot of land out there.
Sure.
And they have 6,000. That particular location, that network has around 6,000 computers.
And there's another example. This is more of an investment advisor. It's a company called Rubix, REWBIX, though, not like the cube. And they're literally just kind of what I talked about earlier. They're just helping you invest smarter and using algorithms to fine tune that. It's not really driverless technology, to borrow from Tesla, right?
Right.
It's advice that's based on algorithms,
Right.
which I feel like is the right way to start using these tools. You know, let's not go all in and let the plane fly itself and engage in dogfights just yet, right? With active warheads and whatnot and live rounds,
Right.
Like maybe we should start with the RC model and see how it does there. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I feel a little bit more comfortable though with AI offering up suggestions for products to
Or
buy.
making my Taco Bell. Yeah.
Or making,
right. Yeah.
Or,
right.
or
right.
You know, finding me something on the map to go eat. You know, than playing with my money or flying jets.
Yeah. Like, those are kind of the things that potentially have a larger scale impact on society than the lawnmower that gets out of hand.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, I don't know. Call me radical, everybody. I once again am on this podcast saying too much too soon.
Right. Hey, so would you consider the Roomba or whatever it is? It's a
we've got
robotic.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's robotic, but is that considered AI? Would you consider?
Yeah. It has learning technology in it. So we have I've had them from the beginning, Jay. Like literally from the time that you and I met till now, and I've had various iterations and generations of them.
Sure.
And my son talked me into the most recent one, and they've gotten better. So, you know, the original ones, they had bump sensors and cliff sensors, and that was it. And basically it would go to a set of stairs and detect that there was nothing under it, and it would stop and go back. And it had little, like literally bumper car bumpers on it that it would go up against the table or chair legs or the wall.
Yeah.
And it was kind of dumb. Like, it would just touch the wall, go down, touch the wall, go down, touch the wall, go down, touch the... It wouldn't, like, back off, turn around, and, like, go... You know, it would just kind of keep working its way around. Well, now they are to the point where it does several things. It has cameras on it. It has collision sensors, kind of like the drones do, where it can see the obstacle before it actually touches it.
Right.
It maps the room and stores that map, and it uses Wi-Fi to do that. So it knows, like, I've had it come back to me and go, hey, this looks like a kitchen counter that I'm going around here, or this looks like a table. Like, would you like me to add this object to the map that I already have? Am I correct in thinking that? And I'll go yes or no or whatever, you know, or around the sofa. It's like, hey, I think this is your sofa. Is that accurate? You know? And and that's all great. What scared me was when Amazon tried to buy the iRobot, because everybody then knew Amazon would immediately have access to all the household maps that they also had addresses on. So they literally knew what my floor plan in my house was.
That's
if they
crazy.
would have successfully completed the merger with the Roomba company, right?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? See, these are the things that a lot of people don't think of these things.
And those
man.
things have cameras, right?
Yeah. There's no telling what type of data is in there, information is in there.
I mean, we already know there's been stories of Amazon engineers that have caught people like doing the hokey pokey,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's been recorded on one of their devices. And so
Yeah.
you know,
The rest is history. Yeah.
which I would just
or a
always
TikTok video.
always remember
viral
to say
video.
hi to the Amazon engineers if you're doing it in front of your Alexa device. Everybody, that's all I'm saying.
Be careful. Just keep it out of the kitchen.
Or in the kitchen. I don't know.
No, I don't want to know, man. Just stay out of the kitchen with that, man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Not
yeah.
in the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't be using those spatulas, man.
Right. Wow. Where this podcast just went. Okay.
Yep. Hey, I wonder if there's AI sex toys.
I bet a quick Google search, if you're willing to do that, would answer
Do it.
that question.
Google it.
Oh,
Go-
yeah.
do-
Let me just, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. First, I'd like to say hi to the NSA or whoever's watching this, my Google
Right.
searches.
Right. No, but I mean, you got to figure the porn industry is into something already, right? They're like innovators of everything.
Well, I have a
porn
friend who that basically pointed out the fact that the technological advancements started in the porn industry, like from VHS to Laserdisc or Blu-ray or whatever, and he swears like porn did it first and then it went mainstream.
Right. I can believe that,
And I think
man.
that was even the argument of streaming, like before Netflix, it was some of those on the
Yeah.
porn sites. I think you
Right.
could stream. I don't know. I don't know that to be true. I would believe it. I would easily believe it. I could
Yeah.
look it up and find out. But yeah,
that is a big industry, man.
yeah.
Crazy.
All right. Well, on that note, I guess. I mean, we'll end on the topic of AI and porn. Maybe that's our next full-length episode. Who knows? I said full-length.
Hey, Chuck, give us a hand with that, will you?
All right. Jay, do you mind mentioning some ways to support the show?
Guys, per Keith's request, I'm here to tell you that you can support us by simply watching the videos. If you're on the audio side of this thing, go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Parts County Gurus, or just go to partscountygurus.com and hit the YouTube link, and you can watch this video podcast, and just watching helps us out. So you can do it that way, or you can go to our website, partscountyguru.com, and hit the link to the show specials, and you will find a lot of our brand partners listed there. Some of those brand partners have exclusive discount codes for you, and all of them work on everything on their site. So make sure you give that a try if there's something in the e-bike side of things, or if you're looking for test equipment, if you're looking for camping gear, we've got you covered, man. So go over there and check that out. One of the best things that you could do for us is to continue to support us by getting more subscriptions for us, get more listeners, watchers, all that sort of stuff. So make sure you tell a friend, man. Tell them to subscribe, like, comment. Comments help. We would love all the comments we can get. We want to continue to bring you more content, and your comments will help us.
I haven't used this one in a while. I feel like it's time to bring it back. On
Okay.
whatever platform you are watching or listening to this, please leave a review, whether that's on the
Absolutely,
video
yeah.
side over on YouTube or on the audio podcast side. Just give it a like or give it a star rating. If you can't give us a perfect rating, I'm going to give you Jay's email address at the end of the. Please talk to us first, and then we'll take it from there.
If you do comment, we are usually good at responding, so don't hesitate. But I would personally like to see some people comment on what they'd like to hear about as far as the AI realm of things.
So, my son, we game sometimes together, and we have a Twitch stream that we use. It's just we don't have a lot of followers. It's just for fun. Like, it's just because he's into it, right? And he always goes on there and he says, hey, leave us a comment. We're always watching Jay, you think we're busy. Try doing it in real time while you're playing a shooter game and you're trying to respond to people on the keyboard over here and not get killed like in Call of Duty or, Fortnite or whatever.
My kids, same way, man. I don't know how they do it. Multitaskers.
But this is what he says. He's like, leave us a comment unless you're a bot. If you're a bot, we're going to ban you.
Right. Ban.
So there you go.
Ban bots. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Is that it?
So
Are we done?
That's it,
Is
man.
it time to quit?
Yep. I think
Fred
it is.
Flintstone, yabba dabba doo, right out of here, right?
Right out of here.
All right.
Right out of
All right,
here,
everybody. Thanks as always. That's Jay over there. Ooh, I hesitated. I'm out of practice. I'm Keith. Thank you, guys. We will see you or talk to you or both on the next one. Until then, sayonara.